Hey,
Jimmy,
happy
Jimmy there
Thanksgiving
with
Eve, John,
with that, and same to you, and
and to
same
everybody
to
else.
all of your Charmin or whatever it is you've got behind you.
So OGs know that I am at my parents' house right now, and for whatever reason, they are prepared for a situation where paper towels will no longer exist, and they want to make sure that they have enough for the rest of their lives. So that's still going strong back here.
Yeah,
Napkins
yeah,
too, just in case. It's the same family. We we hate trees apparently.
that's all right. We're going to be joined by Bobby Manning and Josue Pavon from the Garden. Celtics take down the Bucks, 119-116. It wasn't that close. It's annoying that it ended up being that close. That's
Yeah,
not the right score.
it is. I think.
I thought it was 119-113.
Dude, the dude hit a garbage
Oh, he
three at the
did. I
buzzer.
missed it.
So
I
there was
missed
a
it.
bunch of people. I listen. If we have anybody
You're
who bet
right. I
on,
walked away. I walked away. Yeah.
yeah, I think the spread was right around 6. I don't know what it closed at, but there were definitely people who I think were covering before that
Oh
shot
my
happened.
God. I
Yeah,
missed that. I
yeah, that
missed
was a
that.
tough one. That was a completely pointless 3-pointer, and it went down.
Uh,
So, but yeah, it
so
wasn't
that
this close. But go on.
yeah, no, so that happened. But the clear hard lead tonight is Jaylen for sure. After a very not, he's had a few clunkers this year, and
Say it.
he's had a few clunkers this year, and I think just kind of there was the last game was one where everything that Jaylen Brown does that people don't like was magnified. Especially as a lead was being pissed away, and bad decision making late, and just the freestyling and lack of court vision, and stopping the offense and not getting back in defense, and just so many things that drive you insane. And seemingly all of them were corrected in one night, which is incredible. But the main takeaway for me is that he can do it.
Yeah, there's
So
some proof, visual evidence.
no, but I mean that the point is this. I mean, you could see it from the first possession, Jimmy, um, where first time he got it. I mean, right out of the gate, got it and went. There
Yeah.
wasn't a stop and dribble and 20 dribbles. He just got it to the basket, dunk, and we're off.
And the Bucks were sleepwalking to start that game, and
Yeah,
they were slow on rotating in that first half. They obviously came round a bit, but I thought the Bucks were not ready for to match the Celtics sort of start and intensity to start this game. And yeah, the Jaylen play right off the jump was a great example of that. But the Celtics were whipping the ball around tonight. It just felt like the Bucks were a step or two behind most of the night. And I know that Lopez ended up having a good stat line tonight, but I thought he was slow, rotating a couple times. You could tell that they aren't the same defensive team that they have been in past years. The Bucks.
they're not. And they still can't figure out what they want to be. And they're not
Middleton's
cohesive.
slow still now.
Yeah, they're not cohesive yet. So they can get in their own way, and they're figuring it out. You've seen recent comments from Giannis, honest ones, but yeah, I don't know how to play with Dame yet. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes he needs the ball, sometimes I need the ball. It just is what it is, and they're kind of trying to figure it out. But again, just back to the Brown thing. I think that's what it comes down to is how frigging efficient he was. He started the game 9 of 11, missed a couple late, but I didn't dislike. I think I only disliked one shot he took tonight. I mean, for the
Mm-hmm.
most part, everything was in rhythm, everything was in flow. He had the eight assists. He also had a couple of hockey assists. He also had a couple of really smart kick out plays where normally, and what we saw last game, he'll go into traffic and just try something crazy and off balance. And he was really looking to kick it, even if it wasn't to the open shooter. He had one great play, I think, in the third that I tweeted about, where he just went in patiently, looked like he was going to attack. He sucked in the defense. The help came, kicked it to Tatum, who kicked it to White in the
That was your
corner, and he
tweet.
hit the three. Huh?
That was your tweet.
Yeah.
You
It was a
tweeted
good
that.
play.
It
I
was a
like
great
that.
play, but your tweet started with Jaylen sucked, and I was like, really? This isn't the time. And then luckily I kept reading the tweet. I was like, oh, it was a good thing. Okay, cool.
He did, but it was a smart play. He waited for the defense, and as soon as it came, he got the ball out quick. So that's the quick decision making that sometimes you question, and I question
Yeah.
whether he's got it, whether he sees it. It's almost like there's certain quarterbacks, to cross sport reference here, who just can't get through their reads. They're looking
Right.
at the one thing, they've got the tunnel vision. They can't get to the second read. They can't get to the third one. They get overwhelmed. If it's right there for them, they'll make a play, but otherwise they're going to force something weird because they're just not ready for what's happening. So Brown made great reads all night, and seeing that he can do that, I guess will beg the question, do that all the time. This had nothing to do with point totals. He just played a clean game where he was decisive, and Joe talks about it a ton, made a bunch of right reads. This is as good as it gets. Like I said, the 8 assists plus, he had a couple of hockey assists and a couple of others where he found the right guy. And if they knock down threes, he ends up with 12, 13, 14 assists tonight. I mean, he was that good.
Agree completely. And you love to see this because you started to see more examples of, is he thinking too much out there? Is he trying to do too much? Is he trying to prove that he's, still this guy or still in this role? Is he not going to be able to adapt to, the sort of style of play that they want to have? Tiny was a different story. Again, when you compare the clip from last game when he took the 3 and you had a wide open Porzingis, it was almost like, I don't know, maybe he had his contacts in for this one tonight. I don't know what it was, because it really was seeing the court differently. I thought the Celtics as a team, their ball movement tonight, you could just tell that was an emphasis. They were making the extra pass. They were whipping it around the court back to the original passer. Jaylen had one at the very end where he made the right first pass and it found its way all the way back to him, and he missed the 3, but it was a good look, and every single player on that team made the right play. Derek White did it a number of times, the extra pass. Al Horford tonight I thought was great too, coming off the bench.
Al was awesome.
He stepped into that role, and the move, man, he put a move on Portis that I honestly thought Portis was going to just hand up, retire on the spot, and head out of the game, because Al just undressed him on the post there, and it was a grown man move on Portis.
Al was awesome.
He was, and the bench in general was awesome. Hauser,
the bench was awesome.
Yeah. Hauser is still unbelievable, doing his thing from 3. Pritchard was really aggressive tonight, and he was all over the place. So I mean, I don't know what you got combined from those guys, but they all had around 10 points each.
You just had a bad fourth quarter is all it is. Otherwise, this is a glowing, gushing game almost all around. Tatum started getting into his little baby stuff where, he was, looking for fouls. Stuff wasn't going his way. The couple possessions where he was like, I haven't shot in a while, I'm going to shoot. And it's just like, he didn't need that because they were playing such a clean game. Holiday, we'll get into Holiday in a little bit, but this is his
didn't do a great one.
third stinker.
We'll wait for Bobby. Bobby will talk about that. He already texted us. I know you just shat on Tatum for a second, but
no. But then he makes two incredible drives late.
Those drives are freaking awesome. I feel like previous years,
moves.
Those aren't drives. Those are step back. Those are step back contested fadeaway jumpers that have no chance of going in. And now he's got this added element to his game where he's just slicing and dicing his way to the hoop.
I think
he had, was it Lopez or whoever it was? He had going the wrong direction. He blew right by him and dunked it on that first one.
Got Lopez on the hezzy and went fast.
Hezzy, look at you.
He went hard to the rim before Giannis could come over and help. Giannis kind of reached in late, but
nobody wanted it.
It was such a quick move. He was gone. He was by him and he dunked it. And that was great. And then honestly, I liked that he worked for that other one where he got fouled because again, I agree with you at 10,000%, Jimmy. Those are absolutely fadeaway pull-up jumpers, which drive us insane. Because those are honestly, those are 23 percenters.
New viewer here.
He does live it. But he does live in his mom's basement.
On the holidays, folks, everyone who's watching the show knows this scene. This is the COVID scene. This is the holiday scene. This is my mom's basement, literally. Thank you. What do we got here? We don't want to miss this because thank you, Bass Rock. Or is it Bass Rock? It's probably Bass Rock. Unless it's Bass Rock. It could be like a secret fishing spot. Come on,
Yeah.
John. It was a back-to-back. Anywho, what's mind-blowing? We are the worst team in the NBA stat-wise right now in 2-point attempts. That's ridiculous. Well, they're a 3-point team.
Yes and no.
Now do 3-pointers.
Are they good?
Yeah.
It's just math, baby. I don't care what they shoot. If they go in, they go in. They were shooting an unsustainably high clip early, and I think that made things. I was worried. I'll tell you this. This felt like a game that, and this was almost like kind of the Celtics, analogous to what happened with Tatum the other night. He was hitting everything. So then he just kept playing like everything was going to fall, and he didn't play as well in the second half. The 45-point game, everyone would be like, get off his back. He had 45. He kind of sucked most of the second half because he was doing that. He was forcing, everything was contested. He wasn't playing within the flow. And honestly, I can say probably that's why Jaylen, every time he touched it, was like, I got to shoot, man, too, because you're just.
I love this comment.
Yeah, what he did late.
It's Paul Pierce-esque.
Is that a new Manila?
I don't know, but the drive that he got fouled on, that was a Paul Pierce type drive. Just finding a way to the rim, throwing your body up in the air, and taking the contact and going in the line late in the game. That is a Paul Pierce play. John, I don't want you to start trashing Pierce now, but that was a Paul Pierce type play.
I'm not trashing Pierce.
But now you're not.
I thought they were going to, I was worried that when the threes weren't falling, they were going to come out and that was going to be it. And then what happened? They come out and the Bucks start out like a 6-0 run or whatever it is to start the third. And here we go. We're in single digits and there goes that lead. And then they just kept going. They played really well that quarter and the bench gave them great contributions. So, I mean, again, I'm not going to, I hate the
you just hate
run out. I hate the run out the clock stuff with a 14, 16-point lead. Just play basketball.
I know.
It's such a dumb thing. And then you end up with a score like this and you're like, okay, what happened? This was a pretty clean game. They played really well. They played well defensively for the most part. Had some lapses, from time to time. Horford, I thought, was great. All game long, he was great. He was great. I'm not going to dwell much on what happened. I thought the third quarter was where there was a chance that if the shots didn't fall at the same clip that they could piss that lead away, and they didn't really.
Correct.
That's it.
Yeah.
I hate their blurb. I hate, therefore I am. Okay.
I just hate.
Here's
a question for you, John.
Yeah.
Thought these Bucks missed a bunch of bunnies. Does our size worry you guys? Worry is probably not the word. It's
What was the question?
He thought the Bucks missed a lot of bunnies and that they're essentially bigger than the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean,
right here
again, make miss league, right? I mean,
Lopez was getting in there. Obviously, Giannis gets in there. I mean, that's what the Bucks do.
They're big, man.
Yeah, they're big, and that's Giannis's game. He leads the league in points in the paint. Me and John have said he's the most boring superstar in the league because he just doesn't really score in any other fashion. He can't get free throws even. Yeah, exactly. He bullies his way. It's like dad going out and playing against the third graders that are like home after school.
That's all I see with Giannis. It's just
quick workout in, break a quick sweat, and then you're back in to finish off the work day.
Yeah.
That's Giannis out there. But that's what the Bucks do. And yeah, the Celtics aren't going to be able to go, body to body with everyone out with the Bucks like that. But you saw it tonight. They countered in their own way. Fast break, working the ball around, staying on the perimeter, forcing the Bucks to come out. And then when you hit your shots, you can get back on defense. You don't have to worry about Giannis coming down in transition. I think he had one off a miss where he had White, right out of the basket. But other than that,
I hate complaining about the refs. I hate complaining about the refs, but I do appreciate the super chat here, Peter. And I have to agree.
Peter.
They sucked. Dan, thank you for watching. Really, they sucked, man.
Did you think the refs sucked tonight? I didn't. Really,
I thought
didn't
late. I didn't like anything. I thought Milwaukee was getting away with fouls almost every trip down. Offensive, Lopez is just throwing people around. They were late whistle calls on Giannis when they saw that the ball didn't go in. Porzingis, I thought, got fouled, and then he got a tech there. I thought they missed quite a few. It was kind of annoying late, for sure. But yeah, it wasn't a great. You're going to run into this on Giannis nights, you know. It is what it is. But it's like it's almost like with Embiid when they played earlier in the year. Like, you'll live with those numbers if that's what he's going to get, you know. I mean, you know, that's it. I mean, Giannis going to go 7 for 20, 21 points. Fine. I mean, fine. You know, and you know, Lillard was quiet for a little bit too, and then he kind of reminded everybody why he's, you know, Lillard.
Whoa. Check out this super chat. 100,000 IDRs. Jimmy lives with his parents and has a job talking about basketball while being a musician, winning in life. It's a great super chat. Thank you very much, Kevin Lay. Thank you for the 100,000 IDRs. Am I rich?
No. I think we had one of these before.
I think it's like $6, which is fine. Thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate it. And you're right. I am winning in life.
Yeah. Yes, but we do thank
Mom!
you. Anything? Hey, Ma!
The apple pie!
Where were we talking about?
Someone's
I can't start with pies yet. We're gonna lose. We
No,
got too many people in here. We got too many people in here talking about basketball. We're gonna hang out for a bit.
How about the Porzingis dunk on Lopez? That was a nice one. And then you had Brown. I don't know if you heard this, John. Brown and Porzingis are they're kind of friendly now. They're friends.
They're buddies.
Did you hear about this? They take rides together. They live in the same building. They throw alley-oops to each other.
They're really missing. They're missing great promo opportunity to just do odd couple mashups with those guys. You know,
we need that. That's where like weird Celtics Twitter comes in. Where have they been? I feel like
I know, but I mean, NBC should be all over that. They should be like making a sitcom with a laugh track there.
They really should.
And writing some stuff.
But yeah, they had a couple good connections tonight. Porzingis dunked on Lopez, and I was watching the ESPN broadcast, and was it Mark Davis? He said, "Ashes to ashes, dust to dust." He literally kind of got morbid with it and kind of buried Lopez after Porzingis dunked on him. It was almost like we were at Lopez's funeral. Yeah. I loved every second of it. I thought it was a great call. I feel like you got to just, once you get ashes to ashes, dust to dust, like that's kind of it. You don't really come back from that if you're on the wrong side of that.
No, that is it. I thought Porzingis was solid. You know,
picked up another tech. Didn't like that tech at the end.
You know, he was able to get where he needed to go. He hit some tough shots in the paint there. But again, I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, it's like he's Grant Williams or something. Like, the refs freaking hate him, and he gets called for how many moving screens he get called for that are just marginal at best. Like, he gets called for, I mean, I think 80% of his fouls have to be offensive fouls. It's banana land to me.
Who is this? Sorry.
Porzingis. There's only two of us, Jimmy. If you can't.
I was checking Twitter.
You can't go into lapses. You know, when there's four of us here, you can disappear for a little bit. With two of us, you got to focus.
You said every foul Porzingis creates an offensive foul.
If I hit it to you, you got to hit it back to me. You know, like otherwise the game is over.
Yeah, it's true. Let's just start over. Rewind.
No, first off, we're gonna play something. We have
like a game.
No, we're gonna play a game. Yeah, pie oh my. The game.
Rank the pies that you made today. Okay, yeah. You're gonna play a clip, I imagine.
We're gonna play a clip from Joe talking about Jaylen's bounce back game and why Joe loves him.
He has a game like Mondays, or just kind of the ups and downs with the playmaking. Do you spend extra time in the film? Like, how do you see him kind of react to a game like Mondays, and what leads to a night like tonight for him?
I mean, one, it's not overreacting to a long year, so you're gonna have bad games, and two, it's just his habits. Regardless if he plays well or not, he does the same thing, same routine after shoot around, whether with his film and with reads on the court with his coaches. And so for him, it's just he stays even keel, and so it's easy to trust him and know that he's gonna work his way back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too high, not too low.
Yep. Put in your work. Talk to the coaches. Do your thing. I wonder. Here's what I've always wondered.
Joe answer. What have you
It's
always
fair.
wondered?
I mean, no, it's fair. Yeah, Joe's pretty consistent with that. I mean, Joe's philosophy is that, much in the same way Stevens did it back in the day. I'm not going to go in here and tell these guys what to do and what not to do. I'm here to kind of provide some order. Hey, Ma, you don't have to work anymore.
Mom, I'm moving out.
I was playing poker during the pandemic with friends in India. But they were,
Were they
one of
friends
these
that you
things.
made through poker in India?
It was a friend of mine who lives here who had friends in India, and we were playing a game. We were playing poker, but they were
Gotcha.
playing because it was like their game. We were playing with rupees, and I had to keep doing the math. And I'm like, this guy just bet 400,000. I was like, is that a lot? Like, how much am I in for here?
Call, I guess. Now I have to remortgage, but whatever.
It was scary trying to do the math on it.
Damn it.
No, but here's what I wonder with Joe, right? Because he's a let him play, let him figure it out sort of thing. But like, you sometimes like players like that freedom, but sometimes you got to be a guy like Brown thinking like, okay, cool, but like, can you tell the other guy not to shoot all the time and maybe for him to work it? Because then, I don't know if he's thinking that. Like, Tatum's just friggin' launching it out of his ass every time he gets it. Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Or when Joe sees them playing my turn, your turn, should he say like, hey, Jaylen, on this team with these starters, if you move, or you get space, or you're cutting, or you're blah, 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 that's going to be the most effective thing for you to do? Or is it just, hey, you guys are professionals. Go out there, play, make the right read and go? Because he always talks about that. Like, they don't run a lot of actions or sets. They just kind of do, they just read and react to most things. And, Joe's pretty open about that. He doesn't call a lot of stuff, and he just lets them kind of go and just be good basketball players. But like, when you have a lot of them, it always feels like it's going to be at the expense of someone. And the obvious redundancy between Tatum and Brown, when it wasn't as big a deal when it was only Tatum and Brown, because they're taking 60% of the shots anyway, because there's nobody else there. But now you have a legit, and this is where the concern is, a legit second or third option in Porzingis, who needs to be fed, not just to keep him happy, but because he's a threat from multiple places on the court. You have to look for him. And then you have guys like Holiday up until recently and White who can find their own. You're going to find guys kind of wondering, like, what am I doing? Should I do this now or not do this? I wonder how much Joe kind of jumps in there when he sees it getting all mucky like it has the last couple of games and be like, let's figure out what our roles are a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how much he jumps in mid-game. It doesn't seem like that often. I will say that by having Holiday out there with White, and I know Holiday hasn't been playing great on the offensive end, certainly, but those are like two in-game coaches. Those guys are so smart on both ends. They get players in the right positions. They work the ball around, where I think Mazzulla doesn't have to maybe worry, if that's the word, about whether or not Tatum and Brown are going to get in each other's way or make the right play. I know that he trusts Tatum and Brown as either one of those guys to be the ones to take the shot. He said that. He said, we want it to be Tatum, we want it to be Brown late in games. So Porzingis, I think, is aware of that as well. And Porzingis has done and said all the right things. He knows that he's, whether you agree with it or not, he knows that he's the third guy on this team. Some nights it might be different, but I think overall, regardless of how well you think Jaylen Brown's played this year, he's still number 2 on the team. And obviously Tatum's number 1, and that's not going to change. I think Mizzou is probably hoping that as these games go on and the season progresses, that these guys with the experience playing together are going to fit into the roles that they're comfortable being in. And it's reps, right? I mean, the more you're out there in those situations, the better off you're going to end up finding yourself. So tonight was a great example of Jaylen Brown not trying to do too much. Again, 8 assists, 1 turnover. I wonder if he's ever had that stat line. Probably not. And I think there were situations in previous seasons where it wouldn't be 8 assists. It might be 4 assists and 4 turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So him not trying to force shots, him not trying to, dribble too much and lose the ball that way is a breath of fresh air. Is that a Mazzulla thing? I don't know. I think it's these guys that are just slowly understanding the looks that are coming out there. Yeah, Mazzulla's going to obviously sometimes call a timeout and explain something that he sees, but otherwise he's trusting these guys to figure it out. Sometimes it's backfired. Don't get me wrong. They had very poor execution last season, but this year we're seeing it a lot less. And yeah, they gave up a lead in the fourth quarter. That happens in the NBA, but they were able to settle down, figure it out, and come out with the win. So I don't know.
You do know.
I don't know. I literally do not know.
I don't know either. But
I
yeah.
don't know. This is one.
Yeah,
Here you go.
I was
Here you
playing
go,
Hold'em.
John. We're
What?
both going to ride off into the sunset together.
Lemon cakes. Lemon
Big
squares.
Lemon cakes with Luke.
Yeah,
That was
Hold'em
not
on one of those stupid apps. I probably played that like way too much during the pandemic.
Played what one?
Just online poker.
Oh, online poker. Were you an online poker guy? Yeah. That was like a high school thing for me. I broke the
No, but we were playing with each other, like playing with
no, I
friends.
got you. Yeah.
Because we couldn't connect.
Because we couldn't. Oh, that's true. Everyone fired poker back up for a bit, anyways.
We were doing a ton of that stuff. So, but anyway, on the Jaylen stuff again, I just, it's the fact that he can that is both encouraging and frustrating, I guess, because it's like, just do this. Like, isn't this better? Like, don't you feel better after this? It's just a cleaner game. It's just better.
Yeah, I almost have to see it. I want him to watch this game back, see it, and be like, that felt awesome. I just want to do this forever.
It's just better basketball. It's basic, it's just simple.
It's not as sexy. It's not like dropping 40. Like that's
yeah,
sexy,
but it's like
right?
everyone doesn't have to be
right.
Kobe. You don't need to break someone's ankles, and rise up and hit some difficult fadeaway. It's not, and go up and the stupid, my goodness, pullback dunk he tried the other night that wasn't against a legit shot blocker when he's nowhere near the basket. We don't need that.
No, I still do that. I want the highlight dunks still. I'd rather have the highlight dunks than the 12 3-pointers. So give me, but it's he had the nice dunk tonight, the little windmill type dunk. I'm good for one of those still, but pass up the forced shot or the dribbling into two guys and turning it over. Stop doing that stuff. And now we're talking. Now we're cooking.
Yeah. Now we're cooking.
What's up, Kess?
What's up, Kess? Trying to get some of my sponsor stuff here. Let me get. Is this it? Yes, I got it. I found it. I needed it. I found it.
I knew you were doing something, dude.
I know. Sometimes I have to do something. I got a lot on my plate here, not just pies, Jimmy. I got to manage.
You got a lot of pies on those plates over there too. I hear.
I got to manage.
I'm hearing there's a brownie in the works too.
There's a brownie that goes. Jaylen Brown gets the brownie tonight. No question about it. He gets the pecan pie brownie, which was my special dessert for this holiday season.
It looked good. You sent me a picture.
It was. I was joking about your waffle the other day, just being a plate of diabetes there.
Yep.
This thing is. It's rich and it's sweet and
sugar.
You shouldn't eat more than none of them. You shouldn't eat any of these.
You shouldn't eat them after 6 p.m. You should.
I had a bite of one and immediately I was like, start giving them away. I had my daughter run some to the neighbors. Yeah. I was like, oh, get these out of here. But let you guys know if you want to get involved. Full slate of football games going tomorrow. What's better than turkey? And I don't know. Turkey's not even great. But Thanksgiving.
Here we go.
What?
With the takes.
My controversial takes.
Yep.
We'll get into our takes later. Gorging yourself, watching some football, and if you want to get on some action, you can sign up here at FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/Boston. 150 in bonus bets when you place a winning $5 moneyline bet. Jimmy has explained the wisdom of how to approach this situation time and again. If you don't understand it, you can email or DM Jimmy directly, and he will
Josue.
DM Josue and ask if he can get you in touch with Jimmy. 150 in bonus bets when you place a winning $5 moneyline bet at fanduel.com/Boston. Sign up today. Lots of other special offers available too. So get in on the action. FanDuel is the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network and also the official partner of the NFL. And Ahmed, I found the read. You don't have to send it to me because we want to tell you guys about SeatGeek.
SeatGeek. Okay.
As
What do we got
well.
here?
What is it? I'm excited. Jimmy, you and I do this a lot, right? It's not just sports. We go out and see a lot of music, and sometimes you got to get involved. Sometimes you got to go there. You got to find your seats, got to get your tickets. Can't miss certain acts. They only come around every so often. And so that's what I'm looking for
Sometimes
sometimes.
you got to pony up a couple extra bucks to get the better view, to better seats. So, I mean, what better way to do that than right now, right?
Exactly. SeatGeek. It's America's #1 rated ticketing app. 28 million downloads, 70,000 events every single day that you can access on SeatGeek. Concerts, sports, festivals, whatever you have. So again, check it out. NFL, NBA, NHL season's full swing. Concert season. I got my concert tickets. I'm all set. I know what I'm doing the rest of the year.
The Rolling Stones just announced a concert today coming to Gillette.
I know. I'm booked through the new year.
Chelsea will be there.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, I've got my stuff going. But again, a really good resource if you want to get going. So again, our partners, our friends over at Dreamers Pro, the Dreamers Pro podcast. Here, if you can use that code Dreamers Pro, you get $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. That's pretty good. It's $20 off your first purchase with a promo code at Dreamers Pro. So again, download that app, get $20 off your first order when you use the code Dreamers Pro. Dreamers Pro, another podcast on the CLNS Media Network, and a really good deal here if you're trying to get to some event here in and around the new year, or really at any point in time. Good resource to have, and why not shave a little bit off that price? $20 there.
You can't use it on a Westfall show yet, but that someday you'll be able to.
Yeah. So we're back here. Josue is going to be joining us from in a little bit from the Garden. He's hanging out right now. Bobby's in there too. Did we get Cornet action today? No. Did they stay with 8?
We got a Cornet Selly. We got a nice Cornet Selly.
A really good one.
On that. Who was that?
Was it the Hauser dunk?
Yeah, it was the Hauser dunk. And rightfully so. I think everybody was on their feet after that one.
That was great.
Hauser threw down.
That was great. He did. Hauser, as many 2-pointers as 3-pointers today. That doesn't happen very often.
No. But when you're getting lobs, sometimes you got to pass up the 3. You pass up a 3 for a lob. That's about it.
But how about that? Every single Celtic in double figures tonight, except for Jrue Holiday, who played his third straight. And Bobby's gonna coming in here. No,
guns blazing.
I was at shoot around today, and I talked to Holiday, with a couple other reporters, and he plays it really cool about the Milwaukee stuff. If I'm gonna just read it, I think he's peeved. He took a little barb at had a little barb. Would have been nice if they told me. I had no idea.
Yeah,
a couple passive things. It was I was a buck up until like the day before training camp. So yeah, definitely shocked. You see him in the locker room before the game, kind of walking around I know he's got his bearings here and he's in a good situation. I definitely think he was a little bit jolted by it. I don't think he's going to feel too happy about this stat line right here.
No, he's not. And maybe a little bit of that is, again, we were talking about forcing it a little bit or thinking a little bit too much. And
he does this
right now. But yeah.
Go ahead.
Jrue was doing this with the Bucks. We just didn't notice. It's all good. Yeah, he's not Damian Lillard, right? On the offense. He's not he's not known for his offense. He's known for his defense. And so I guess the benefit of that when he does have an off night shooting is that he's not a liability on the other end as well. So you take the good with the bad. you'd like him to shoot a lot better than 1 of 8, obviously, and 1 from 5 from 3. I thought a couple of those shots, again, he's trying to get back. You could see he's trying to find that shot again. So he's taken maybe a couple shots that he shouldn't. I'd be pissed off if I was him too. I mean, I'm not saying he's still pissed off that he's not in the Bucks, but you have to remember these guys have families. They got to figure out what the hell's going on now with what are they going to do with living situations, just like that. He's going to Portland. Obviously, he doesn't want to play there. He doesn't think he's going to play there. So where's he going next?
Yeah.
A lot of uncertainty. And yeah, they get paid a lot of money to deal with it. So no one's really feeling that bad for them, but they have a right to be pissed at their former organization for the way it went down. I saw him go into the visitors' locker room, the Bucks locker room before the game, and say hi to all the his former teammates and everything, and he seemed happy to say hi.
Giannis wasn't that fuzzy, huh?
I did notice the interaction with Giannis was relatively. I'm not gonna say cold, but it wasn't very loving.
I was gonna pretend I didn't see you. Yeah, until you came up to me.
He was like looking at
he was looking down. He's looking down. That was weird, actually.
It was weird. And then I clicked on the tweet, and the first comment under the tweet was Giannis being awkward because he knows he got him traded. And it was like, yeah, that's actually definitely true. Dude. Like everybody knows that Giannis made that trade happen. And so he basically forced them to trade Jrue. So that's whether or not they had what it appears basically on that clip is that there's definitely an unspoken, awkwardness between the two now because of that being the case.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, Holiday's stat line, nothing to
and he didn't play a horrible game. I still think he's making good decisions. I still think he's solid on defense. He's just been struggling a little bit here, with knocking down shots. But again, he went from an 8 turnover game to a 2 turnover game. Mr. Perfect, Derek White, who everyone thinks could do no wrong, 6 turnovers tonight. We're going to give Derek a pass because that doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't. And I did think he made a lot of nice plays tonight and extra looks tonight as well. I mean, he's not filling up the stat line either, but those two guys have been rock solid this season, White and Holiday. I don't know if there's a better two-way guard combination in the league right now. So you're not gonna, pull your hair out about it. It happens, but they had production from their their three horses there, Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis, each with over 20. And we already mentioned Brown kind of off the top, and they're able to get things going. And honestly, the difference, the bench, you got 31 points from your bench tonight, all spread out between Horford, Pritchard, and Hauser. They're going with an 8-man, basically 8 guys right now, 8-man rotation. And tell you what, if you're getting that type of production from the bench, you're going to win a lot of games. And it affords guys like Holiday or White or, an off night from one of the top 3 guys once in a while, if you're getting production from that second unit. And they did. I mean, if you look at the plus minus tonight too, kind of weird. Every Celtic except Porzingis was in the negative, and you had Horford, Pritchard, Hauser all in the positive. Hauser was plus 10, Pritchard plus 6, and Horford plus 5. Everybody else in negative except Porzingis. So the bench really showing their worth tonight against a Bucks team that I think most people would say is, I guess their bench is fine. They have Portis and Connaughton off the bench. It's really nothing.
This is quite a comment
to write home about.
Hey, Colin, how are you, buddy?
Super chat.
Colin dropped 50 on us last show, so you can say anything you want to say, bud.
Seriously.
Yeah, Dame kicked Gino in the nuts, I guess. And
Dame charged across the dance floor and kicked Gino in the nuts. Luckily, Gino got up. Go BGs. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it wasn't Kyrie, anybody but Kyrie can do that.
Yeah. I want to say hey to Dudley. Dud, you've been conspicuously absent. I don't love it. I just want to point out that I notice, but I'm glad you're here tonight. Also, Big Cass, always good to have you in here. And all of the regulars and all of the OGs, thanks for hanging out with us on Thanksgiving Eve here and many nights on the Garden Report. We do appreciate you guys hanging out. We're I think Josue is threatening to come in, but we'll get to him in a little bit. And Bobby as well. Let me see. I might have another soundbite here for us to play. No. I got Porzingis talking about his best buddy Jaylen.
Play
But
it.
we don't have it. We don't have it yet. We don't have it yet.
Oh, what the F, Amit?
Because Amit is friggin' cleaning up your shit all the time, and he doesn't have time for.
I don't have anything to clean up. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, first look at the Bucks with Dame. General impressions?
I mean, Dame was really cold to start this game, so I wasn't super impressed. But
I forgot he played for them for a little bit. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention. Like I was deep in pies in the first quarter.
I bet
so
you
I
were.
was. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think defensively they've definitely lost a step or two, and I don't know if that's just because Dame's there and Holiday's gone, but I feel like they're either not focusing on it, they're just slower, older. I don't know what words you want to use for it, but that's what stood out to me is that I felt again, and I know it ended up being a close game, but I felt in the first half the Celtics were by far the better team, the more energetic team, getting up and down the court, playing with a lot more like purpose and getting back on defense. They weren't, it just seemed like one team was clearly better than the other. And I thought, again, the Bucks came out in the third quarter and they played a little bit sharper, but I wasn't super impressed by Lillard tonight. And what does that mean? Nothing. I mean, he's still Damian Lillard and he's still going to hit massive shots. And I know that he's come up huge for them already in multiple games this year. He hit a 3 late in the game tonight, but overall, nothing.
There was an app that used AI and machine learning to suggest smart sports bets. There is, and it's called Odds Are. It is the mobile app you need to know what bets of the day are the smart ones. Download the app, sign up for an account, and let the latest data analysis guide you through today's point spreads, money lines, and over-unders. If you see green, that's a smart bet. If you see yellow, you're on your own. If you see red, don't do it. Odds Are doesn't take your bet. It makes you better at it. With Odds Are on your mobile phone, you're a tap away from making a smart play. It's smart betting made simple. Find the Odds Are app in the App Store or on Google Play. Get a 2-week free trial. It's just $10 a month after that. The casinos and sports books want you to bet. Odds Are want you to win, so go get it. Especially since Celtics All Access listeners get a 30-day free trial. Elevate your game day and join the smart betting revolution. Go get it at oddsr.com/Celtics. That's oddsr.com/Celtics. 30 days of smarter betting, free. We'd call that a winning bet.
I 10,000% did not do that.
You just cut me off for a Tangway read?
I legit did not do that.
Then why did you take it off?
Everything went crazy. Here's what happened. My headphones, my Bluetooth, I didn't charge it enough. It's telling me it's going to go out. So I freaked out. I looked for the cord. All of a sudden, Amit comes in over the chat, says, I can't hear you guys anymore. If you need me, text. And I was like, what? And while he's telling me of his glitch, Tangway just starts spitting out advertisements.
I'm in the middle of my spiel. I don't even remember what I was saying. And I all of a sudden, I felt like I was back in the newsroom where I'm in the middle of typing and Tangway just comes over and starts talking in my ear.
I didn't do that.
What's going on? A convo between Dudley and Kess on our screen right now going back and forth?
Yeah, it's just riffing.
Well,
you guys should get an apartment together. You really should.
Can we go back to you cutting me off like that?
I didn't mean to.
You still let it run
Tangway, you son of a...
You could have stopped the read.
I couldn't find it.
You can
by
find
the
it for a
time
minute
by
and a
the
half.
time I did, I was actually kind of enjoying it. I thought Gary did a good job with it.
Look at this.
Yeah.
The chat and the chat's confused. Everyone's freaking out.
Pie check.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that where you disappeared?
Yep.
Here we go. Look at this.
Guys, I want to point out, I didn't say this, even though I did say this. It's a bold prediction. We had to predict something. But yes, this was a bad take. Hauser's been great. Amit didn't do anything.
Bobby posted that on a show that you weren't on recently. He created a lower third for it, and he blasted it on there.
I don't care. Do I care?
No.
No, I don't care. Come at me.
Wow,
Josue!
What are you guys talking about in here? Are you guys going through the bold predictions already?
We're talking about John.
Shit got weird.
We're talking about John who blasted a 3-minute ad over like my I don't even know what I was saying. All of a sudden, I got Tangway in my ear.
Yeah. Next time you say something I don't like, friggin', you're getting Tangwayed.
That should be the new rule. If you're saying something stupid, 3-minute Tangway read. Everybody has to suffer.
Hey, Gary does a great job with those reads. I don't know if I call it suffering.
It's a great read, but it's just
The only person suffering is the one that's trying to speak, I guess. But
Jimmy is the fan favorite. I admitted this last show. Like I said, Jimmy gets
Judah.
less.
Judah with a rare compliment. I'll take
Jimmy gets less heat than everyone.
because you know why? Because I say less. That's a little trick.
No, you're just cooler than us.
Say less. Say less.
less is more.
Better to remain silent and be thought the fool than open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people still know I'm a fool, and I've said less.
What did I just walk into? What is this?
Josue, we get at least
Is this the self-loathing part of the show? What's going on?
we got Josue in the building.
Everyone in the chat was blaming me.
Good.
You got
Oh, let me guess. This has something to do with pies, doesn't it?
you got
Must.
Tangway. No, just weird shit happened, and all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, Tangway just started talking over. Jimmy's like, and I'll tell you, the thing I've wanted to say my whole life that finally just came to me, maybe the
Moment of
most
clarity.
important take of my life.
And all of a sudden it's like, yeah.
Hey, here we are.
It's time to bet with FanDuel.
Go bet. Odds are it's not a sports book, but it's smart. It makes you bet well.
Oh,
Green means
man.
go.
Oh, man.
Gary's got great flow. Yeah, that's spot on. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Gary, honestly, Gary may have saved me because I don't even remember what I was saying or where I was going with it. So it probably worked out.
That worked out for the best.
Dude,
Well,
he's got great pipes. I actually did start to get into it. I was like, I'm digging Gary's read right now.
Yeah, man. Like I'm a fan for sure.
It's better than the way you say it, John.
Yeah, it is. I suck. And most things. Josue, tell us.
I'll drink to that.
We
Drink,
gave
everybody.
We've spent about 30 minutes on
Yeah.
Jaylen. Yeah, you can spend a few more.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I love what Kristaps Porzingis had to say, especially his relationship. Not only
Wait. I'll play it
off the
for
floor.
you.
And here's a bit. Here's a clip of
Yeah.
that right here.
Sorry, Ahmed put it up there. Let me play it and then
Hey,
talk about
just
it.
wait, why don't you say something? Oh, wait, John's going to cut you off
No,
now.
Ahmed just told me it's here. This is the chemistry bite. Well, let's hear from Kristaps and then talk about it on the
You
back end.
stole my tease, John. Damn it.
I didn't know it was in here.
He's a bad guy.
Ahmed
Josue.
called it. He hit the odds are when he was glitching.
And he was quiet this whole time.
Don't blame
That's
this
funny.
on Ahmed.
The
Don't.
producer was like, "Oh, this is."
It's just him making the game like easy for me. I'm just making reads off of him. If he comes off and he wants to hand up, boom, I hand it to him. I start rolling. He kind of plays that game a little bit, and then he just either finish or throw the lob, and he's making it easy for me. And then and he's so explosive and so quick with those back cuts and things like that. That it's also kind of natural for me to just hit him on those back cuts and things like that. So. All credit to JB.
Yeah, but like you even have like little behind the back flip to him.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's not like I would have liked that to be a little cleaner. You know, it wasn't as clean as I would have liked to, but we're getting there. Yeah, you know, some glimpses of those kind of things. Of course, we don't want to go overboard and try to be fancy with the stuff. We just want to be effective. But those kind of plays will, I believe, will happen more and more. And as again, it's kind of natural for us to just play off of each other.
Well said, Kristaps. Well said.
Why
They're
is
getting
this
there.
happening, Josue? Why these two outside?
You guys
of, like,
even
know what?
like take rides together and finish each other's
sandwiches.
sandwiches. Yeah.
Where's that from?
Pies.
Anyways,
Yeah, you guys
no.
like sit at the lunch table together and stuff.
I mean, yeah, that has something to do with it. But for me, the difference tonight was you saw that part where Kristaps in the beginning said that Jaylen does his thing, and we all know what that thing is, right? Where he's dribbling, trying to make a decision. He didn't do that as much tonight, right? He got into his decision-making bag, so to speak, right? And he's just making these split decisions. And I think a lot of times that's what's really been hurting him in games and stretches where he can't find his offense and he's out of tune with the rest of the offense. And it's because he's he didn't take so long to make those decisions this time around, right? Even from the beginning, right? I mean, literally, the first play of the game, he goes right to the rim and dunks it home, right? Gets a hand on the ball on the defensive end of the floor, right? And then now you see this two-man game between him and Kristaps where it's an alley-oop or it's Jaylen blowing past the defender every single time. And the better they get at this, it's only gonna make Jaylen a better playmaker, in my opinion. And again, tonight, that was the biggest difference in every facet of the game. When talking about Jaylen's approach, it was no lag. There was no second guessing. He got right into his offense, and that two-man game between him and Kristaps is only going to get better. You're seeing that right now.
Facts, my dog.
That's the difference. And look, Kristaps, from playing in this game to the game in Philly, the matchups against the Knicks, he's just continuing to play in these marquee matchups, and you're seeing a dialed-in, focused version of Kristaps. And he even said that, kind of jokingly, but said that, man, maybe that's what's leading to all these technical fouls, right? Because he wants to put everything out on the floor, and he's so passionate. And the moment he hears a whistle, it's just clapping his hands and looking at the ref. You know what I mean? And it's not like, I can't believe you just called that, but it's more of I'm so in tune in the game that I just – it looks bad. It's bad body language, So he's something that he's going to have to work on. He said to us, especially at the end of this game, where the Bucks certainly made it a lot more interesting, right? You look at this final score here. If you didn't watch this game, you would think it was close throughout, which obviously wasn't the case. But outside of that, man, a lot of this just has to do with him just getting used to playing with such top tier talent like Jaylen Brown.
To clear up something in the chat, people are trying to guess what that reference was for. Yes, it was used in Frozen, but it actually was originally in Arrested Development. Frozen grabbed maybe 2 or 3 little Arrested Development gags, made references in the movie.
What reference? What is this?
Finish each other's sandwiches.
Oh, the one we made. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Josue, we got 100,000 rupees twice tonight. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, we did.
That's what's up.
So this is mine and Jimmy's last show. We were the ones here.
Shout out to India. Word.
Hard work pays off, Josue.
That was it.
Oh man, guys, this was a blast, man. We had the last 3 years. No.
I'm eating chicken tikka masala for the rest of my life. I'm rolling.
No, that's what's up. No, guys, we appreciate the support. Man, we're global. We've been global. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But man, this Celtics team, I mean, from what we saw a couple of nights ago, and man, we said this going into this game, right? John and I were like, they're gonna win. We weren't all that concerned. I wasn't quite sure it would look like this, but this is the type of the type of game that they're gonna. You're going to bounce back from those losses. And I think this is a team that's going to pick each other up when the other one's down. Kristaps talking about that as well with Jrue Holiday. It's like, look, Jrue didn't have the best game. We all know it's him playing against his former team. So he felt like that had a little bit to do with everyone just a little more dialed in, a little more focused tonight.
Yep. It was good. And the threes fell.
How about
that?
Yeah,
doesn't that help? It does. I mean, you want to see what this team looks like when they're not falling, but when you look at the way this team executed on offense, the Bucks just don't have the personnel to defend the 3-point arc. How many open corner threes did we see tonight? That's what this team does, and they knew exactly what they were doing against this Bucks team when it comes to how they defend, especially in transition and defending the 3-point arc. There's a whole lot of space, a whole lot of ground to cover, and this Bucks team just didn't have it. On defense, they never found momentum where you got the sense that they will come back, at least not until the last 3 minutes of the game.
Josue, when you think about previous seasons being at the games, did it feel like the Bucks just kind of came out flat, or do they just not have the same defensive level that they can get to that they've had in previous seasons?
I think it was a little bit of both. You credit the Celtics for their energy just right out of the gate, treating this thing like it's a game 7, matchup, and the Bucks, they swung back before the end of that first quarter, but outside of that, you just never got the sense that they were locked in and going to steal the momentum. And a lot of that has to do with the way they play the 2-minute game between Giannis and Dame. I mean, it changes a lot of who they were, identity-wise, right? But they sort of have to, because they don't have a whole lot of offensive weapons outside of those guys and Brook Lopez, and these guys, their second unit, guys like Payne and Connaughton. I mean, there's just you're wondering how they're going to be able to even revert to that defensive-minded team that they were when you look at this roster outside of their big 3.
What do you guys think of Middleton?
Oh my God! Did somebody pour concrete in his shoes like as a joke before the game or something?
He's just
Dude
minimized
can't
to a role player at this
That
point.
dude
man.
can't move.
Like
Bobby
doesn't
might
barely-
be able to.
He doesn't
might
look
be
like the
able to
same
drive
guy,
by
huh?
him.
no, he doesn't.
He can still shoot probably, but he can't. He's almost not a liability. He's just not the same guy.
But even
Yeah,
that shot,
that is-
Jimmy.
I
that
think
shot,
that's
that
why you got
shot's
Dame.
like it's like a delay to it now. Remember
Yeah,
how
I know.
that shot used to be, especially in this building. He would light
He
up
never
the Celtics
missed.
in this
I've
building.
never seen him miss.
The
This
guy
was the first
shot
game.
over 60% in an entire series against the Celtics.
Yeah,
you know?
he used to be a Celtics killer.
Oh yeah, especially in this building. He loved TD Garden. Now, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Does
Bad.
Bobby not know how many pies I have left to make? He's got to get on this show. We're at the 55-minute mark here.
He's
Still tweeting.
really looking forward to that segment too.
Nonsense, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's just out tweeting.
Yeah, I mean, you had a couple senior moments between Dame not able to get the ball over the rim on a dunk at the end, and you know,
that was tough.
and Middleton. You know, I don't know. I'm not.
No,
I
that's
mean,
a Derek White effect, man. Derek White was breathing down his neck. You're talking about the last layup, the one he missed?
Yeah, I mean, right.
Yeah. It's
I
the
don't know.
pressure. It's the pressure, guys. You know, like
Yeah.
that backcourt between Jrue and White. I mean, even if White isn't, even if Holiday didn't have it offensively, that effort's always going to be there on the other end, right? And you can switch this team to death on offense, and it doesn't matter. I mean, most of the time, what they would like is like a Jrue versus Giannis thing, but that's great for the Celtics, right? You know, between Jrue and White defending the pick and roll, that's pretty much led to this 5-game winning streak that this Bucks team was on heading into this game between Giannis and Dame.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Looks like Jaylen Brown's talking right now.
And the Bucks loved double teaming either Brown or Tatum when they were on the drive, and both of those guys just had the IQ to find the open guy, you know, or at least make the pass that led to an open three or open shot or an open look. Man, the one play in particular was that stood out to me was Jaylen on the fast break, and it was almost like he was this close to going into what he always does, right? He sees a double team. Oh, I can split those guys, and he stopped, turned, saw Tatum, gave it to Tatum. Tatum wasn't necessarily wide open, but Tatum gave the
over to White.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hockey assist from Jaylen that started it. Like that was what was missing in a big way in Charlotte.
That was my favorite play. Like I tweeted about it. That was my favorite play of the game because it was obviously like selfless, but it was patient and it felt like a plan. And I don't mean this to be totally derogatory when it comes to Jaylen, but sometimes you don't feel like there's a plan. It's just I'm Jaylen Brown. I can get where I want to go. I'm just going to go and figure it out as I get there because I'm athletic and I'm quick and I can get up and, you know, over you sometimes and hit tough shots. So sometimes it feels like there's not a plan. That play was just a little rope-a-dope. You know, he goes in there and he kind of waits and he gets to the elbow and he sees the defense suck in a little bit and he gives it to Tatum who kicks it right to White. I love that play.
And the Bucks can't help themselves. Like they have to double. They have to. And there's always going to be that open guy. Look, the Bucks are going to make adjustments. Again, the reason why I expect the Celtics to go out there and beat them the way we were talking about 2 nights ago is because I just feel like the Celtics are just so far ahead of the Bucks. And I'm not saying that's going to be the case all season long, but it's been the case for a lot of these top tier teams where the Celtics have just found that continuity, especially within that starting 5 where it's not even close. Like they're easily the most talented starting 5 in the NBA, but they're also starting to evolve, right? They're starting to grow as a collective unit, and I think the Bucks have a lot of work to do. And obviously, the 5-game win streak. This is the best stretch of basketball they played all season long. But they ran into a Celtics team that really wanted this win, desperately needed this win. Maybe they didn't need it, but they had that mindset because of the way they lost games, coming into this one, and because like Porzingis said, man, it was important for Jrue, and it was important for them because of Jrue Holiday playing against his former team.
Yeah,
I don't even know if the Bucks have enough. I don't know if they have enough. They got 28 points from Brook Lopez tonight. Like that doesn't happen. Okay?
Right. He was incredible.
He was great. And if you're not getting that production out of him, I just don't think they have enough horses in the stable right now. Yeah, you got Giannis and Lillard, but if Middleton is just a shell, you got nobody after that.
Yeah.
You don't really have anybody that anyone's worried about at all.
That's the difference, right?
Portis. The Celtics have 5-6 guys that really can put the works on you. Obviously, Horford's not like, option one anymore.
Right.
But
Yeah, but Jimmy, right, exactly.
Yeah, ask Bobby Portis if Portis is not option one. He's still spinning around in circles from what Horford did to him earlier. But point is, I just don't know if the Bucks have enough. It happens, Obviously,
There's a drop off.
You age out and you lose some talent, and that's kind of where they're at right now. They don't really scare me the way they have in past years. Obviously,
I agree.
Giannis and Lillard are arguably the best combo in the game, but I don't know if they've got enough pieces behind those guys.
I just think there's a significant drop off after their top three, like outside
top two.
After their top. Well, okay, oh yeah, you can say that. Well, I mean, I'll even give Brooke that benefit of the doubt, saying, okay, look, that's your top three, and the drop off between the Celtics and Bucks for that fourth best player, I think is where the Bucks are in trouble. They have to sort of find some piece that's going to emerge as a threat to be the fourth guy, to Chris Middleton, because it's again, that significant drop off in talent. I just think the Celtics are just a mile ahead of him.
A couple Jaylen quotes coming out right now,
like this one.
Yeah. yeah. I was gonna read that.
I hope that
I really want to read it.
I hope that's good.
Yeah.
I hope that's verbatim.
I don't know if you could get there, but I'm going to throw this over the rim, and the rest is up to God.
No, let me tell you something, man. Luke Cornett lost his what, man. Like, he flipped. He was like, Sam, I can't believe it.
A lot of arms and legs.
Oh man, just flailing, couldn't contain himself.
Okay, I'm putting it up there, Sam. Go get it if you can, buddy.
It was like he was looking at it as like, Sam can't do. Oh my God, like he just lost it. Like, couldn't believe it.
We'll find out.
Whatever. F it.
Did you see Sam after he did it too? He like put his arms up like he won a fight. He's just like,
he was so fired up.
You see that?
Even Sam didn't know he could.
Woody Harrelson at the end of the pickup, like he got it. Finally got it. Wesley throws it up to him.
There's another one. Jaylen Brown on the chemistry with Porzingis. I don't know what it is. It's just an automatic connection right now. These guys might be in love.
It's like that running mate best friend I always wish I had but never did.
Yeah.
They sit next to each other on the planes.
Love it first sight, man. Love it first. First alley-oop.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is true. That was as low as an alley as you could throw. He's like, I'm gonna put this thing right at the
first ever bounce pass.
This is like when me and my buddies used to try to dunk. Like you're gonna have to lob it like right at the rim. Like
10 minutes. Like it's gotta be
like,
right.
I mean, it's gotta be right over it.
It's gonna be right there.
No. The best is when you can't get it, and then you're like, well, you're not throwing it right.
Yeah. Right. That was a lot of that.
Awesome.
As you can imagine, I was the guy throwing it up.
Yeah, Josue, I was smart. I knew at a young age I wasn't dunking on a 10-foot hoop, so we bought the adjustable hoop.
Oh yeah, we did that sometimes.
You stuck the pole up there, and you got to like wiggle it around, and it drops the rim down, and then you just
Oh man, the best is if you get someone on an up fake.
Yeah, we were alley-ooping.
Dunk right on them. Dunk right on their neck. Yep.
No, I relied on those tosses, Josue. That's the only way it was working for me. Unless it was a girl's ball or a volleyball or something like that.
Volleyball was big, yeah.
Oh my God, I could rip volleyballs through. With
like
authority.
After gym class, grab a volleyball real quick, do a couple lobs. Yeah, he's good.
With authority. I missed that.
Yeah, you ain't getting up now. Okay.
Oh my God, I can't even if a ball gets stuck in a new net, I can barely poke it through.
But John, what was that? What was that year? I think it was 2019. We did a little like 21 or whatever we were doing out there because someone left the basketball by mistake out on the court, and of course we were like little kids when we saw it. You grabbed the rim. I don't want to say you gripped it, but I was impressed.
In dress
shoes. Yes, that's the impressive part.
Once upon a time. It's amazing.
Not too long ago.
When your legs go, holy crap, do they go? Hey, rupees!
We got more?
Yeah.
We got more. All right, we'll give those to Josue.
Oh man, appreciate you.
Poor Bobby's the only one who doesn't get to retire.
That's okay. Bobby's got to put more time in. He's a young buck.
Yeah.
He'll have some good stuff on Jaylen.
He's got plenty of rupees in his future.
Let's see if we can. Amit was telling me.
Damn, Kevin, you might be able to do. Kevin's rolling over there in India, man. Rolling in the rupees.
Yeah.
That's actually a good. That could be a good song. Bollywood.
Yeah. I'm stalling a little bit.
Yeah, what do you got? I feel like you want to tease something.
How tall am I? I think I'm shrinking.
Let's get off this topic immediately.
Yeah. I'm shrinking. How tall are we, Jimmy?
But that was about 4 years ago, man. That's not bad.
I know. Someone
might have been 2020.
I've been called 6 feet. I think I'm actually closer to 5'11" now. But you know,
me too. I'm closer to 5'11".
Let me see if we have this here. Jaylen with a really good soundbite, which Amit's going to tell me what it is so I can lead into it, and then Bobby's going to come here.
It's probably the soundbite that we already ripped.
It could be about the Hauser. Is it about Hauser?
Could be about the Hauser. Could be about Porzingis.
Oh, Joe Mazzulla.
No, this is just. Go ahead.
Someone asked Mazzulla when he went to bed last night, did he think that, or when he woke up rather this morning, did you think that you would see an alley-oop from Jaylen Brown to Sam Hauser? So he goes on and on about how Sam, has that in his bag. He's been great on transition. And then at the end he goes, but to answer your question, no, I did not think I'd see that tonight. So he was impressed as well, man.
I am told.
Are they home on Friday?
No, in Orlando.
No, 2:00 start too.
2:30, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
My sources tell me Jaylen Brown actually smiles in this post-game soundbite. Take a listen.
Jaylen, you seem to be seeing the floor really well tonight. What were you seeing out there that kind of led to some of the passes you were making?
Just being aggressive, getting to the paint. It's a team that likes to overhelp at the rim, so some pretty easy reads on them.
What possessed you to throw an alley-oop to Sam Hauser?
I looked at him, he looked at me. That was all the confirmation I needed. We locked eyes, and I said, F it. He looked at me like he was ready, so I threw it to him, and he followed through. So shout out to Sam.
That's a good one.
That's exactly how I envisioned him saying.
Smile more.
Smile, nice smile all the time. Jaylen, pass more, smile more.
Yeah. He's happier after.
Can I represent him
like that? I don't think he would hire you, John. There's way too much out there.
Wait a minute, Jimmy. This dude was a Donna Sports guy for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe John's got a shot.
I might have a shot.
Yeah, John might have a shot.
Yeah, all right, let's bring in Bobby. What's going on, Bobby?
We like this guy smile too. There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big win tonight. John predicted it. They sort of ran away with this one, and you get some gripes at the end there about how it slipped up. And other than that, you look pretty good in this matchup. And I was just over on the Bucks side, and what was pretty evident to me throughout this game, the fact that the Celtics are a little further ahead in this process of figuring out their new team, the Bucks sort of agreed with too. Lillard and Giannis both talked about how you can see how committed they are to the pass, that they have buy-in, that everybody's believing and empowering each other, which was the story of this game on the Celtics side, where there's a lot of clunkiness on that Bucks side, and they rallied late, last 3-4 minutes there. They stormed back, hit a bunch of threes, but these are two teams in different places in terms of their acclimation to this new team, and the Celtics look much further ahead to me. There's still some weaknesses. The rebounding has really slipped up. The defense wavered at times late. Joe talked about how they're giving up threes too early in the shot clock after they build these big leads late, which has led to some of the slippage the last few games here. And other than that, I think you're pretty happy with this one. Everybody was mostly involved. Holiday had another weird one, but the bench was great for like the 5th or 6th game in a row, which is awesome. And Tatum and Brown played off each other pretty well tonight too, I thought. So this is a really good win.
To Tangway Bobby already. No, Bobby, great win. Great win. We spent a lot of time on Jaylen, and I'm going to go back to it. No joke. I mean, that's the best soundbite he's ever had.
I didn't catch it. What did he say?
Oh my God. Let's play it one more time.
Where have you been?
Huh?
Told you I was on the Bucks side.
This is the best. We're playing it again. Here we go.
He literally just told us.
Jaylen, you seem to be seeing the floor really well tonight. What were you seeing out there that kind of led to some of the passes you were making?
Just being aggressive, getting to the paint. It's a team that likes to overhelp at the rim, so some pretty easy reads on him.
What possessed you to throw an alley-oop to Sam Hauser?
I looked at him, he looked at me. That was all the confirmation I needed. We locked eyes, and I said, it. He looked at me like he was ready, so I threw it to him, and he followed through. So shout out to Sam.
Shout out to Sam.
Shout out to Sam.
It's so good.
Sam scored 10 points again. He's going to average 10 points a game this season. I'll take the L on the Holiday prediction, John. You're going to have to take the L on the Hauser one. He's here to stay.
He might be. Good for him.
He looks awesome. So confident. So assertive. To do that, Joe said after the game, Sam does a lot of things people can't believe he's capable of doing. That certainly was on my list.
That was awesome. That was great. That was the moment, the Luke celebration, the that JB quote. That's like, yeah. Everybody's
Tatum was
happy.
going pretty wild too.
Yeah, that's great. Can Tatum and Brown be happy on the same night?
No, Tatum's sick tonight.
Is it possible, or was he sick?
It's a new day, of course.
Yeah.
What happened in the Bucks locker room, Bob? Would you?
Did you put the Dame bite in here? Is it any good?
He was a little salty.
You want it? Should I play it?
I'll plug it. Go ahead.
Salty Dame. Here we go. I like this. We like salty Bucks.
We like salt.
I mean, we knew neither one of us was going to win the championship tonight. So I think the thing that made it a high-level game was, they're the first team in the East and we're the second. The winner walks away number one right now, which means nothing. But a lot of high-level players on their team, a lot of high-level players on ours, and you just embracing the competition. That makes it a high-level game and a high-energy basketball environment. That makes for a high-level game. But I didn't get traded from Boston. Like, I'm not even – I know I was in the mix of it, but, I wasn't involved in it.
Yeah, because you forced your way you tried to force your way to Miami. That's why you weren't involved.
Way to describe that.
First of all,
a lot of salt in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of salt. First of all, you're in a four-way tie for fifth. Or second, however you want to look at it, with 4 teams at 10 and 5. Second, if you won tonight, you also weren't going to be the number 1 seed, but that doesn't really matter. What did you think of the Bucks, the new Bucks, Bobby, with Dame? Do you fear them more, less, or the same?
Less. They don't look that good.
Thank you. That's what I said.
And I feel similar. I said this to Gasper, and I was talking to him, and it reminds me of the Harden and Embiid thing. They come together. I compared it to potentially Shaq Kobe-esque, that pick and roll, and instead they just sort of started playing 1-and-1 out of screens instead of running a pick and roll, and that's sort of what Giannis and Dame are doing. I thought that whole 10-0 start, they were just trying to go at guys. And you know how the Celtics attack these mismatches? They're going at guys like, Payne or whoever's on that other side that's kind of a mismatch. They were doing that against Holiday and White and the likes, and that's not a great way to play that individual offense out there. And they started swinging passes around a little bit later in the game. I do feel like they missed some really easy shots throughout the flow of this game, too, that could have changed things. When it was like 8-ish in the second half there, they missed 2 layups in a row after that bad Tatum and Brown miss inside. I think Giannis and I want to say Lopez missed some gimme layups the other way that would have made it 4. So the Celtics did get fortunate in that sense, but they don't impress me that much, John. And it's early, but you see some of the guys in their rotation, like Beauchamp, I have high hopes for him, but he didn't play great tonight. Andre Jackson's a guy I really loved, who I wanted the Celtics to draft, who brought some great energy to this game. But that's a rookie who was picked in the 50s, I believe. So they go on down the line. Connaughton's good, but, a more offensively oriented player.
But it's not that. It's not the bench, Bobby.
Beasley.
Jimmy mentioned it. That's it's right there. It's you're only missing Jay Crowder tonight. The issue with Milwaukee is the drop from
no horses.
If Middleton is now like just a guy, the drop from 2 to 3 or 2 to 4.
Middleton invisible tonight.
The drop is huge. So the Celtics, what are we worried about? How are they going to be 7, 8, 9? Right now, they're playing great. in that side, at least from 7 and 8. And they're probably going to make another deal at some point and kind of shore that up and get a guy to fit into that spot. But the Bucks drop is at the higher end. So they lack overall depth, but they also just don't have like the same wide array. Like they just don't have the same upper level talent that the Celtics have. And that's going to be a problem, especially if Middleton is like not just back nine, but like hitting his fourth shot out of the rough on a par 4 on the 18th. He's gonna triple and go have a beer. Like he might be done. Right?
That's scary.
That sounds like me. Yeah, no, it is. It really is because I said this before you hopped on, Bobby. I think everyone knew going into the season he wasn't going to be that third best player on this team, but to see how he's dropped off and they sort of need him to be that fourth guy. And I think that's the biggest difference when you look at where these teams both are. And, like I said earlier, the Celtics have obviously found their stride here throughout this first, 12, 13, 14 games of the season. And the Bucks is just way behind right now. And I don't know if that'll be the case all season long, but it's certainly the case right now. And I don't think it's close.
Lillard also complained about free throws and said White and Holiday really didn't give him that hard of a time. So that was the tenor in the locker room. Giannis wasn't happy either.
Yeah, we're going to get a Giannis bite in here too.
Yeah, Salty Giannis is up next.
Roland, I mean, yes and no. The Celtics are incorporating, two completely new players into their rotation too,
and it happened seamlessly.
And it happened pretty seamlessly. So again, you're just putting one guy in here. It's not like the rest of them don't know each other.
Right.
The core here
but
is
are
intact.
they committed? The two things they said is the Celtics are really committed to passing. They've bought into that. They want to do that to win. And I find it interesting that the two stars on the Milwaukee side said that, because is that them implying that the Bucks need to commit to that the same way? I mean, what was their assist to turnover? Assist to basket, 23 to 45.
Yeah,
it's not a great ratio.
The problem is, Bobby. You know what they needed? They need Jrue Holiday. It's like that's exactly what they're missing. Like someone to just
being around them a little bit today, I was surprised not a single person on that side said, "Ugh, we didn't love seeing him land in Boston."
And also, like the whole like incorporating Lillard into the team. It's Lillard and Giannis. Like that's the team, and then you have a center in Brook who.
Brook was awesome.
He was great tonight. And the one thing I said, Bobby, was, he gave you 28 tonight. I mean, that's not even close to typical. If he gives you his normal offensive output, this is a blowout. And it was a blowout for, half the game. And, it was still a double-digit game for majority of this game. But you really got more from Lopez than you can count on regularly. And if Middleton is just a guy who's going to, even if he gives you 15, I just don't see the depth on this team like the Celtics have. I just don't know how they would be able to contend.
No, I don't see it either, but it's early. Maybe they figure something out. Maybe they make a move. They really don't have the pieces to make a move. That's the other thing here. They don't have picks or prospects even. This is it. This is kind of what you get over there.
Yeah, I mean, Lillard's going to be Lillard. Giannis is going to be Giannis. That's your team. There's not really a whole lot of what do they got to figure out a way to get how Connaughton and Lillard are going to work together? I don't think that's happening.
That's your team. And I mean, Lopez is Lopez.
Lopez is going to do all the dirty work.
But Middleton is,
it's Giannis and Lillard.
That's the linchpin there. If Middleton's done or just not even close, if Middleton's a shell, then it's going to be tough for them. It really is. I think it is.
We talked about the coach. We talked about the coach a little bit yesterday too.
Maybe
it's not on him, but I don't feel like he's helping a ton. In fact, there was a point in the third quarter. I don't know if you guys caught it on the broadcast.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's get into this. Yeah.
What happened?
They were sort of going back and forth, and I feel like
who's they? I missed that with
Giannis and
Giannis and Adrian Griffin, head coach Adrian Griffin. It looked like he didn't want to get out of the game. Right when they called a timeout because they were going to challenge a play, it was like a back and forth. It seemed like he was sort of on the outside, when they're huddled around and the guys are sitting down or sitting. And I got the sense that he's probably not going to check back in since he wasn't one of the guys sitting down and he was kind of on the outside. And Griffin kind of put like an arm around him, like get in here with us. And Giannis did. And then after that, he ended up checking back into the game. But before that back and forth, he was getting ready to pull him. It looked like Giannis didn't like that very much. So there was a little back and forth there.
Yeah, Giannis got asked to explain it in the locker room. He said no.
Yeah, man, these guys are hot.
That's just it. He didn't want to come out of the game.
They got a huge dose of reality, I feel like. And, you could just tell from the way Lillard sounded in that clip right there. And then we're going to hear Giannis right now in a second. And yeah, man, I think they're really starting to realize just, again, how much of how that significant that gap is between the Celtics and the Bucks right now.
They had changed their defensive system this year too, and the players didn't like it, and they changed it back. From what I've read too. So
yeah, and
their rookie coach acclamation.
Remember before the season started, Bobby, when assistant Terry Scott, what was this?
Terry Stotts.
Excuse me, Terry Stotts, a guy who obviously has a lot of experience with coaching games, a head coach in Portland. Some disagreement, or it seemed like from the article in The Athletic, he was hanging around the players when the coaches wanted him to come on the other end. Griffin calls him over. He sort of resisted, and then 2 days later he quit. So
that was a Lillard guy, right?
Yeah, but all those years he was coaching him in Portland.
Griffin's kind of trying to assert his authority there, and he's
but John, that's supposed to be an asset,
I know, but it's like he's in a tough spot. It's like I can't say everybody come here, and you be like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna keep doing my thing." He's acting like a guy with a bit of authority. I'm not taking a side on it, but
and the season hadn't even started yet.
I definitely see how someone could feel slightly undermined by it, and how Stotts could be like, "Give me a friggin' break, dude." But it's definitely not a great start to how that went there.
It's not, John, especially because. Not only that, but it happened in front of the team. I just think things like that.
There had to be something deeper there, right? It couldn't have been that one incident.
That, Bobby, and also I just think stuff like that matters when you're dealing with veterans, champion. You know what I mean? Like someone like Giannis, who obviously has been in the league long enough to be in a position to say, "Hey, wait a minute, coach, I don't agree with that." You know what I mean? And then to see the way things played out between an assistant and him, it's going to raise a lot of questions, right? And obviously when things aren't going well, that's when you'll see turmoil. That's when there'll be moments of clash, and that could happen. Who knows? It's a lot. It's a big spot to come in and take over.
It's really hard, man. You got two massive superstars there and a team that has a championship or bust sort of mentality, and it's like, okay, go,
Yeah.
Right, and then you add, the quotes from Giannis, 2 weeks before the Lillard trade, and the trade happens, and essentially the organization is thinking to themselves, "Man, if we really want to keep this guy around, he might actually leave," and all of that happened right before training camp, along with a brand new head coach.
They might not be your biggest threat, but we'll see.
We'll see. There's time. I mean, it's again. You look.
I think Philly's
played them well, right?
I think Philly's a bigger threat right now.
I mean, but look how different things were last year in the second half too. Teams kind of figure stuff out. So it is. I mean, even though it was salty Dame, I definitely agree there. Like
if they play together, it's a challenge.
You don't know anything about anybody right now.
If they play together, John, it's a challenge because I did picture Porzingis on either Lopez or Giannis, and then pulling them out on those screens and Lillard shooting those long threes and really playing Porzingis off the court, but they never did that tonight. They really didn't put the Celtics into uncomfortable positions defensively. Porzingis got in a little bit of foul trouble, but that was more on rebounding and physicality inside. I feel like, as much as the Celtics can spread the Bucks out, the Bucks could do the same to Boston. They really didn't do a good job of doing that here. So that stuff might improve as the year goes on. Again, Bucks missed some easy shots in this game. If you look back on even that Lillard one at the end where they were trying to execute the 2-pointer down 4, he just missed a dunk. So I think that factors into it. Celtics are better, but this could have been a little bit of a closer game, I think. Of course, the Celtics were lethal from 3 too for the first time in a little bit here.
Yeah,
fellas,
but I mean,
I forgot his name already. Kevin's making it rain again. You guys see that? Some more rupees.
Yeah, no, it's coming through.
Let's go, Kevin.
Way to go, Kevin.
Kevin.
I mean, when it comes to the threes, it always sometimes it's as simple as they fell. And we hate those games where we're like, we got good looks.
Passing was good.
I posted this one. Do you think they went about them the right way? They looked like they were working for that look. I will say sometimes, again, when you're playing big teams, I understand it. I am a little bit leery of like drive and kick being the only thing that you do. I do think they are passing up some shots there, but I understand why. But
they started 10-10 at the rim tonight, which is pretty good.
It did feel like they really worked to get those open shots. We're going to play Salty Giannis here because we've been talking about it and see what he's like after a loss and why he hates his coach and everybody else around him.
Weird feeling to play against him, for sure, and very tough that he's not with the team no more, but life moves on. Gotta keep on moving forward.
Look, when he left, obviously you got a great player in Dame, but, parting with him, do you kind of lose something there that, you have to kind of make up for when a heart and soul of a team like that leaves?
For sure. Now, do I feel like we lose something? For sure, we lose Jrue Holiday. He's a great player, played in the league for a lot of years, winner, good teammate. So you definitely lose that, but at the end of the day, we have great players on our team now that can, step up and not only fill up that void and, kind of carry that torch and do better.
Looked like you had a little bit of a disagreement with AG about coming out halfway through the third. Could you kind of walk me through what happened there?
No.
Like a bag of Frito-Lay. Jeez.
No.
Can you give me some examples? Like you would think that he would say at least one name to say like, hey, we still got this guy, we still got that. You know what I mean? But he didn't even. He's like, no, we got guys. We can replace what Jrue Holiday meant to us.
Yeah. Wow, Bobby, you just called him the heart and soul of the team right in front of Giannis. That was bold. That was bold of you.
He was. I thought he was.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Who knows? Yeah, he was good. Any other takeaways before we put this one to bed?
On Orlando.
Well said, Bobby.
It's going to be a tough team. Number one in defense.
They beat Denver tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be
and
good.
They gave the Celtics fits last year.
They
you
always
guys
do.
know, I've been a big fan of the Raptors for a long time. I think
This
I'm
is your new
shifting my
binky?
allegiance to the Magic here. I
Are you
really like
really?
that team.
Damn.
Paulo, all that defense. It's a 230 tip.
What about all your
Celtics haven't been-
Toronto fans?
It's tough.
They left us.
They're quiet now.
We had the bubble, and that was about it. All right, we're going to move on because we've been going for a bit here. It's almost Thanksgiving officially, and last year I blew the roof off this place when I told everybody that I don't gravy, and that became a big deal.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was
Forgot about
bad. That was a controversial take and
That's so wild.
knocked me down a few pegs in a bunch of people's eyes. So I'll
To this day.
I'll ask you guys your most controversial Thanksgiving takes.
Controversial.
Yes.
I have one that's really going to bother people. It's going to bother you, John, actually.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't really like Thanksgiving that much. It's one of my it doesn't even probably crack my top. Doesn't crack my top 3 for sure.
What are you, a 4th of July guy? Halloween?
Christmas, 4th of July.
Boston Marathon.
Halloween's a lot more fun than Thanksgiving, but I can understand why people would disagree with that take. But
Jimmy, you can drink at the dinner
Thanksgiving's
table,
fine. It's
still
drink. It's fine. I like.
Jimmy loves the big drinking holiday. That's what
I like Thanksgiving. I just don't.
You can drink on Thanksgiving.
You know what it is?
That's what I'm telling him.
I love Christmas, so I'm just way more of a Christmas guy. So
Everyone loves Christmas.
I'm the other way around.
I was in New York for Butt Fumble, by the way. I've never been in I've never been in a press box where everybody just exploded.
I was
laughing.
in the newsroom.
I was dying for that one in New York. People were like, that didn't just happen, did it? Then it starts playing on all the monitors, and I mean, everybody's just friggin' dying. But anyway.
Yeah, I was working at NBC that night, and I remember I think it was Robbie Buckets. He just got from his desk and just started dying, screaming. Because we were all watching, waiting for the game to go, and the Butt Fumble was born. And when I say I don't really like Thanksgiving, it's not that I don't like it. I just think it's fine. I'm fine with it. But
are you going to pull a Kyrie after Thanksgiving?
No, I'm just not nothing to do with politics about why I'm not whatever. It's just it's fine. I like the fall. Thanksgiving is the end of the fall, and then we move on to Christmas. And I'm a big Christmas guy. Thanksgiving, there's no Thanksgiving music. I think Thanksgiving food is
all right, musician. My bad.
I think Thanksgiving food is mostly not that great. I like the desserts, turkeys, whatever.
Jimmy, I'm
But
sure
all
if
the-
you ask ahead of time, they'll let you perform, man. If you want to, it's cool.
You could write a Thanksgiving
There's
song.
no jam.
Yeah, you can
Jam.
write the first hit.
They
Thanksgiving
had to
song.
be one in Charlie
Probably
Brown,
make
right?
one. That's just my take. And that's not, and like, John, I don't want to rain in your parade. I know you're a big Thanksgiving guy.
No,
You
I'm
might as
not.
well stamp Thanksgiving on this guy's forehead.
John just a big food
No,
guy.
I'm not a Thanksgiving guy.
Thanksgiving's my
I'll
number
tell you.
one.
I'll tell you my thing, Jimmy.
I am.
I'm not a Thanksgiving guy. Actually, I don't even like the traditional Thanksgiving food.
So
Everyone
we agree.
everyone does different things, right? Like in life. Some
What?
people like to garden. Some people like to
Thanksgiving
build
music.
stuff. Or some people make little videos on their phones. Nick's sitting
What
here
would that
making
even sound
making these goofy little Instagrams, but
I love
it all
those.
comes
I like those, Nick.
me too. It all comes down it all comes down to creating. Like anytime you can make something that didn't exist before you make it, it brings you some sense of satisfaction. I don't get it. I like the idea of just cooking a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
and just people liking it and like, look, I made that, and
You like the host.
but I like the idea. It's fun. It's fun to
I
make
agree.
stuff.
Someone said they prefer
I like
ham on
those.
Thanksgiving. That's
Yeah.
an awful
I
take.
hate ham.
So I
That's
like
some
I like
controversial take and a
making
half.
stuff. I don't get a whole day
Ham
where
is
I
for
can just
Easter.
cook stuff,
Ham
I
is
like
for
that.
get it the hell out of my face. I'm all set with it.
Anytime you buy something that's basically already cooked and there's a bag of like glaze you put on it and put it in the oven, did you really make something?
Yeah.
No.
I know, right? And that's another thing too. Is there's
It's
not
hard
even
to
like
make turkey your own. I mean, there's people that will they'll put it in like they'll like fry it and all that stuff. That's kind
yeah,
of
but you never hear
What are you
someone be
supposed to
like,
make, a
"Oh,
beef Wellington?"
he makes the greatest ham." Like you'll never hear someone say that.
no,
It's just-
no, you won't. But like Thanksgiving to me, it's all about the sides. It's not really about the turkey. We got
Oh,
John.
you're
where I'm
a
going,
sides
Jimmy.
guy.
John.
I might be-
I'm a sides guy.
I got
What's your-
one too.
Give me your best side. What's
My
like
favorite
a side
side-
you can't go wrong with at Thanksgiving? It's got to be a Thanksgiving side. Don't say like, lobster roll or something.
I know.
my
Knowing
favorite
Bobby,
side-
he's gonna be like rice or something.
No, I do like green beans, but that's not at the top.
Oh my God, trash! Green beans is trash,
Wow.
dude.
Like that's like top of your list. Green.
No, it's not the
beans?
top. The top
Oh.
is stuffing, and that's actually my favorite part of the meal. It's
That's
my
fair.
go-to
And the-
first.
I was
usually
gonna
bite
say
right into
stuffing.
that. Great
Yeah.
with the great
Stuffing
with the
makes
gravy. I
sense
don't think
because
John liked when I said that last year, but
It's the
that's
only
my favorite
time of
part.
year. It's the only time of year that you eat it, so it makes sense. Like no one's like in July having like stuffing. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
it's
I guess this
not
is my
you eat.
controversial take because I feel like this is way more popular than it should be. But
It's gotta be good stuffing. It can't be dry. Go, Joseph. Sorry.
the whole like mixing the turkey, the stuffing, and the cranberry sauce, absolutely not. I'm a cranberry sauce guy, jellied only, and it's on the
not a
side, and I treat it like it's dessert. Don't you dare put
You're
it
just-
anywhere
you're
near
just-
my gravy and potatoes or my turkey. Ugh. Like
Okay.
the fact that people make sandwiches like that, like why would you do that?
And you
It's almost like in the South where they put jelly in breakfast sandwiches. Have you guys heard of this? Like it's like a thing. Like
I've heard of it.
bacon, egg, and cheese with some jelly.
Salty. Sweet
Take
and salty.
take
jelly.
all that sweet out of my no, they're separate. Okay, so I
So
guess
you
that's
won't do
that's my
you won't do
controversial
like
take.
a Thanksgiving sub that they do sometimes where it's like turkey stuffing.
No.
Those are great. Those are great.
No,
So Josue,
I'll do it with no cranberry sauce. I
You're
just think it
scooping
ruins
out.
the
You're
whole thing.
scooping out like a couple slices of the ocean spray cranberry.
Yes, with the lines on
You're
it.
just cutting it with a fork, like a fork and a knife.
And no one else eats it, man. Like no one else in my family fucks with it. Like every year, my mom pretty much gets it for me, and I got the whole can to myself. So
Gravy guy.
Gravy doesn't.
All right, what's yours, John?
my mom will have a little
Gravy
bit of it,
ruins
but
cranberry
that's it.
sauce.
Wait,
I
did
will
you
agree
do
with
one?
that.
Me, yeah. Stuffing number one. Favorite part of the meal.
That's not controversial.
this dude-
Everybody
this dude
knows
mentioned-
stuffing is
kinda-
number
we
one.
kinda-
This dude
Really? I
mentioned
thought you didn't
green
like
beans.
that.
Are you
Green
kidding?
beans number two.
That's weird.
Wait, Bobby, you
Right?
you
That's
use stuffing
insane.
as your controversial take?
No, I guess I thought John didn't like that one, but green
I
beans
think
number two. I
green
guess
beans
that's
at
fine.
2 is controversial.
That's pretty con. No, I
I mean, what's
actually
so-
Green beans blow.
I don't consider it Thanksgiving unless you have at least 3 types of stuffing.
That's fair.
Right. Well, you're a
I'm
Thanksgiving
not great.
guy.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, you
Like
need
what?
a
Like
lot.
sausage or something? Like what? Like what kind of stuffing?
So
other
you
than,
can
like,
do a
your
couple. You
snap
can
bread
do
stuff?
you do the classic dressing in the classic stuffing in the bird. You know the difference between stuffing and dressing, right? If you don't make it in the
And
bird, it's
Nutella.
dressing. It's dressing. It's not stuffing.
Okay.
If you don't make it in the bird,
it's stuffing if it's actually stuffed.
Because you're not,
Into the
you're
bird, yeah.
stuffing the turkey.
Otherwise, it's dressing. But to me, it's just the different variations in what you do.
I don't know if that's true.
To it.
So what's your take, John? We're waiting on it.
A controversial take? I was just saying, I already dropped mine with the gravy. I don't think.
He hates gravy.
I don't think I can get more controversial.
So you'll but then you don't eat white turkey. Then you must eat dark turkey.
When did you realize you didn't like that?
You can't.
It's not that. What I'm saying is
because I'm sure when you were a kid, you ate.
I
that.
do
You ate
not
gravy.
think. I do not like lathering my food in stuff. The food is either good or it's not good. If something needs to be lathered in flour,
no gravy.
If something needs to be slathered with flour and butter and this and that, probably don't eat it in the first place.
So then you don't eat tacos then?
Eat something delicious first.
So then you don't eat tacos?
What do you mean tacos?
So there's a taco shell with ground beef. And you're just gonna eat it straight up.
That's different.
That's different.
You won't put salsa. No, you won't put salsa on it. You won't lather it up in salsa. And you won't put cheese on it.
That's completely different.
Absolutely not. I just blew up your take.
It's not. It's like, do you eat a burger with cheese or not? It's a cheeseburger.
No, do you eat a burger
taco's
with
a cheeseburger in a shell.
What do you eat? What do you put in your burger? Ketchup,
I'm
mayo,
not putting gravy on it.
You put anything on it? You put any condiments on it?
No gravy at all?
I just don't really do the gravy. And yes, I drink. Yes, I eat.
Are you abstaining from making gravy?
I don't make gravy.
I think the argument you guys are having is if you're gonna label gravy as a condiment. I feel like is that what this is?
Gravy. I think.
Is it a condiment?
Here's the thing. I won't not eat even a dab of gravy. I don't understand the people that have their plate of food and then they just go
sure.
And just
those people have diabetes.
What's the point of that? It's like it just becomes a lake of gravy.
Yeah, you got to be. It's portion control. You got to just a little touch here, a little touch here, a little touch there.
But it's good though. It tastes good. I mean, you can obviously overdo it and then just like, no, that's too much. But I don't understand how you don't like the taste of it.
I'm only talking about Jimmy's dumbass Taco Bell tacos.
No,
not
that's
like
a great
actual
take.
tacos.
You said I don't put it. It's either good or it's not good.
I know what good tacos are.
It's either good or it's not good. So so you'll just do a shell with ground beef. It must be good.
The ground beef has to be
Yeah, turkey is bland.
Seasoned.
Fine. There's talk. I'll show you the pies. Here's the pies.
This is Pavon's turkey.
Turkey is bland. Is that where you went? You went to go take a picture? All right.
Is this you? Did you do this?
Clockwise from the top here.
Top left is the pecan It's the brownies. Basically, they're pecan pie brown. They're pecan pie brownies.
Okay.
So it's a brownie recipe with a pecan pie topping.
Wow.
Then you got a cherry
Wait a second.
pie.
Well, don't just gloss over that. It's a brownie with you put pecans on it.
I did the whole pecan pie mix.
What is this? A cooking contest?
Sugar and the honey and
and then did you combine them all before you put
Jimmy,
it in
let him
or-
keep going. What are you judging him?
You layer it. You put the brownies, you
Trying
let
to
it
get a
cool
little
a little
recipe
bit, and then
here,
you put the other stuff on top. And it's kind of a top layer of the pecan pie on top of the brownie.
Sounds good. It looks good.
The next thing isn't a dessert. It's a corn casserole. That's just there.
Wow.
Then it's a cherry lattice. It's a cherry pie with a lattice crust. I like making those. Simple pumpkin pie and a basic apple pie. That's
so the corn casserole. That's instead of corn.
John, that pie looks so good. It's,
are those brownies?
It almost looks fake.
Wait, Bobby, did you just say are those brownies? I just spent like 30 minutes talking about the brownies.
Bobby wasn't listening to he wasn't listening to a word.
Those are brownies with a pecan topping, Bobby.
Brownies with the pecan pie topping.
Now he's gonna say it again. Shit.
Yeah.
The corn casserole. So you don't do corn. You just do corn casserole. Then is that kind of like cornbread?
I would think it's like a cornbread.
It's kind of like it's kind of like more like a corn pudding, if that makes sense. You know, it's like it's a mash between bread, but there's like softness in it. There's some sour cream. You can put cheese in it if you want. It's actually really good. It's better than it's because it's like moist.
Yo, sour cream is one of John's like secret ingredients.
You got kind of extra with that pie on the left. Is that your cherry pie?
Yeah.
You can kind of extra on that, dude, with a little like weaving, like a basket going.
I love that. It looks like fake.
It's like a work of art.
The lattice crust. I love that.
It's like what you see in the cartoons.
I wouldn't want anyone to cut into that thing.
Yeah.
Just hang it up.
What, John? What if you had to pick? If you have to go MFK these, like which one are you getting rid of? Which one are you marrying?
like I said, we make
Oh, I was like MFK.
we make the basic ones.
Actually, we already know what apple pie is all about, but
the apple pie recipe is perfect. It's perfect. It's
American pie.
Apple's not my favorite pie, but this one's perfect.
I'm more of an apple crisp guy.
Me too.
So there's
Thanks, Bobby.
There's where you got me.
I got you there.
Oh,
John
John's feeling
just
it.
became a favorite.
No.
Yeah,
I
John
will-
Hill.
Wow.
Yeah, I will not do that.
You won't do a crisp on the pie.
This is from much earlier in the show. Someone's watching on repeat.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I did. Hand up on that.
I was like,
I did space out for
Jimmy and I were having a 2-man conversation, and then he just stopped, and I was like, Jimmy, we're the only 2 people here. You can't not talk to me.
That happened.
He's
Hand
like,
up.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I was like on my phone for a second.
Yeah,
it happens often, actually, at work, here, dates. Got to get off my phone.
I think it's your attention span.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't like the apple crumbles. That's a no for me.
What's a side? What's a go-to side, dude? For you,
Side?
John?
So
yeah, side.
So not pictured here, and this is we were going all day. I'm making a second stuffing for the thing that's kind of it's got like a wild mushroom mix with leeks and with bacon instead of sausage. A little bit different. Yeah.
You could have skipped leeks.
Yeah. So there's that. I have a lobster mac and cheese is kind of like a side / second main.
Lobster mac and cheese?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
A pumpkin polenta. Yes. I have that as well.
Now you're getting fancy.
Getting funky.
What goes into that besides pumpkin?
Oh, quite a few things as well.
Is that like a porridge kind of?
Yeah.
You scoop that with a spoon, right?
And then I also have like a celery and apple salad with blue cheese and different things like that. Just a different type of thing.
Apples with blue cheese.
And then what was the last dish? Oh, this one's tricky. It's called Hasselbeck potatoes au gratin. They're sliced really thin and kind of arranged in a plate. It's a pretty dish. I wish I had that one to show.
Why are you like this?
Potatoes au gratin. Is that like
how long you been doing this?
I love it, man. I love it. I can't stop. I see it. I'm like, oh, I want to make that too, and then I just.
How did this happen? Were you just watching the cooking channel one day or something?
A garden report recipe book instead of like.
I love it. I don't even eat most of it. I can't.
buy it.
So here's my Thanksgiving, my controversial Thanksgiving take, I guess.
Wait, gravy's not it? I thought that was the gravy thing.
That was last year's. I don't eat much on Thanksgiving. I hate.
That's right.
I hate feeling ridiculously full. So like I end up just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, I'll do it in like leftovers in portions over the next 3-4 days. Like I'll have a small little plate of this or small little plate of that. I can't stand the gorging on Thanksgiving. I usually kind of center on one thing, have a little of it, call it a day. And then I just, might nibble a little bit later. Then I have a slice of pie and that's it.
I have another really controversial Thanksgiving take that I'm backing up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think the best way to start your Thanksgiving is with a morning 5K, boys. And I will be running mine.
Oh, you're doing one?
Doing one tomorrow. Great Gobbler in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Good.
Did it last year.
Good luck, man.
Starts at 8 a.m.
Do it in under a half hour. You'll be fine.
With some exercise, get the blood flowing, earn my meal, earn those beers, earn those pies, folks. Best way to get the day started and get some family involved, maybe see some friends from back home. A little Thanksgiving 5K. Quick 3.2.
Yeah.
Best side.
Yeah, I'll try that next year.
What's your time going to be, Jimmy? What's your time going to be?
I mean, last year I think I did a 7-11 mile, so I'm trying to just break that. I haven't been running at all, so if I can do anything around 7 per mile.
That's fast still.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was cruising last year. The weather's looking ideal tomorrow.
That's a good pace.
We'll see.
Yeah, I thought it'd be.
I'll have my results on the next show. How about that? Give you guys my results.
All right. Those are online, so all right.
Wow, you got a little budget. You got to make something else now.
So you know what kills you?
Thanksgiving budget
is the friggin' the lobster mac. You know how friggin' expensive lobster meat is? Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Just to put
But it's
just to sprinkle a little bit in there. Oh my God.
I want to try it though. I'm a huge mac and cheese guy.
Oh,
Takes it to the next level though.
Yeah.
We did a Friendsgiving with some friends a couple of days ago, and somebody made mac and cheese. It was okay. It wasn't like
Yeah, man. That's the thing. Like you gotta really
crusty. It was kind of crusty, you know. It was kind of dry.
It's easy to mess that up.
Say it.
So yeah.
What's amazing is like you're like, there's no fucking way I'm putting this much cheese and like whatever into it, am I?
And then it tastes bland if you don't, right?
And then you don't, and you're like, oh my God.
Scraping cheese for like a 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, the hardest thing is the
three
roux.
different kinds.
You have to stir because you make the roux and it's like the butter and the flour, and then you pour a shit ton of milk in there.
Yeah,
and then you
heavy
just
cream
stir
was
it
going in. It looked like it was a disaster
to
zone.
wait for it to get thick, and you're like, this is never getting thick, and you're stirring for like 15 minutes, and all of a sudden you're like, bubble. I was like, oh, here it comes, you know. And then it's just this. You put the cheese in there, it just becomes this sludge.
Yeah,
know?
it was.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was work. It was work getting through. So. Sometimes it happens with a Friendsgiving. You don't know, can this kid cook? We're not sure. He's a friend, but like, does he just do Uber Eats every night? Confirmed he did. So
yeah.
But we had good chili, we had good meatballs, we had some good options there. It was just mac and cheese could have been.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
My favorite side, this is so classic.
Yeah.
It's mashed potatoes and gravy. You get a good mashed potato. You got to toss a little gravy and butter on there, John. I know that's like against your religion, but I'm not eating. You're not sitting there eating dry mashed potatoes, are you, John? You at least put some butter on those, right?
No, mashed potatoes are delicious on their own.
But you put butter on them, right?
I don't put them on them. They're in the mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay. So you're getting like a already mashed. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends on how it's made. If it's just made without all that stuff, you got to add it to it.
No, next year we will do this. You know what killed us with Thanksgiving this year?
Bobby, he didn't invite us over.
You know what killed me?
I don't think he ever is.
It was early. It's too early for Thanksgiving.
It creeped up on you or something?
Yeah, it's got to be next week, and we'll do it.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
We'll do it. We'll do a live show.
That's the worst excuse.
Next year?
We will do... It's hard to do it live. We'll tape a show, and we'll just have a big meal.
In the kitchen.
And whatever happens, yes.
We'll each cook something.
Yes.
Start thinking about what it's going to be.
What it's going to be. Don't friggin' start bringing green beans into the conversation.
No,
Bobby.
I do a good mac and cheese.
I need you to step it up.
Don't bring me any vegetables.
If Bobby pulls up with a
trying to skip that
green bean casserole, we'll lose it.
My butternut squash ravioli is coming out again this year, boys.
The mac and cheese, I trust Bobby with that.
We are going to do this, by the way, Tony. We had one last year, and we were so busy, we just didn't fire it off. So we're going to come back to the tradition.
I think we got one today. We got Tangwade.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a big one, huh?
We're gonna add that one to the list. I got Tangwade tonight. Bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
It won't be the last time somebody gets Tangwade. I promise you that.
No, it was bad.
I promise you that.
Bobby, what'd you think of Luke Cornett tonight?
He'll be back. Matchups.
I hope he's back.
Your prediction's still gonna lose.
Yeah.
What's that?
The DMP's one.
I wish you could navigate the betting field with the confidence of a pro. Enter Odds Are. They're not a sports book, but they're the sports betting advisor you always needed. It's like having a playbook for smarter bets right in your pocket. I've been absolutely loving the experience, and
oh, he left.
Bobby wasn't even there for it.
He got Tangwade and he left. We just Tangwade him off the screen.
Tangwade his ass off the show.
Tangwade him off the show. Oh my God, we Tangwade him off the show. I love that.
He thinks it's over, probably.
Well, he's got work to do, and we're just gonna go. You know, he's got to go. Yeah. So I know. Bobby, come back, Bobby.
He literally got Tangwade off the show. Happy Thanksgiving, Bobby.
He's so mad at you guys.
Oh, he's packing. No, he's trying to get out of there.
Yeah, he's upset.
No,
I think he wasn't feeling this Thanksgiving controversial take about 17 minutes into it, maybe. But we'll see.
Where did we lose him the other day?
Oh,
the candy one.
So many times.
I love this. This is a good expression. He got Gary rolled. Never gonna give you up.
Yeah.
Yo.
Odds are you got Tang Wade. Odds are your takes suck. You just got Tang Wade.
Yeah, maybe it was Halloween candy.
And when you were trying to find that one YouTube video and that stupid guy kept popping up, like back in the day, he's the hate.
There was something recently where Bobby didn't speak for like 20 minutes.
I think it was the candy conversation around
He was
Halloween.
doing his article or something.
Yeah.
You talk about green beans, you get the tag.
You know, after the green bean tank, it just kind of went downhill from there. He was,
Yeah,
he was
no,
not
all
feeling
right.
it.
Well, anyway,
Yeah,
we hung out for a bit. We knew this one would be a goofy show. We're back on Friday. Everybody, sincerely, have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
guys.
Thank you guys for hanging out with
Thankful
us.
for you all.
We're thankful
wait,
for you
is
guys.
He coming back,
Oh,
or it's
Jimmy
just
said
Amit?
already.
It's Amit.
It's on it, yeah,
We're
no,
thankful
he
for you
got
all.
Tang Wade off
Thank
the
you,
show.
thank you.
We are. I second that, Josue.
What did he say?
Absolutely, man. No, I just said I'm thankful to everyone
Oh,
who's
absolutely.
watching, everyone tuned in. Happy Thanksgiving, man. The past like summer or year or so, like I don't think Bobby and I talk about it. We've never been approached by so many fans in Boston and on the road, man. We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
I never get approached.
Yeah, you do. Oh, you know what though? I wouldn't be
I gotta
surprised
show up.
if they just say to themselves, "Oh, that's John Zannis," and then they just keep it moving. Maybe.
They're like, yeah, there's that miserable prick. Stay away.
Fuck that guy.
Hey, see that guy over there? He'll ruin your day. Stay far away.
And then he tells like all of his friends, like, "Yo, I saw John Zannis, but never approached him." I could see.
Yeah, yeah. There was a rain cloud just over his head as he was walking down the street.
They'd rather talk to you here. So, but no, seriously, thanks, guys.
Yeah, maybe it's because I don't leave the house. I think it's also because like I'm just surrounded by too many olds and they don't even know how to use the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's my problem.
It's usually younger people, I guess. That's true.
It is the younger people.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I said, it's my neighbors.
people who aren't
It's my
even-
neighbors' kids who recognize me. I'm not kidding.
I always say it's when that happens, when it happens, I always say, "Oh, that's a diehard Celtics fan right there." Because if he recognizes us, that means he's not a casual. So
Yeah. He's
A lot of sleepless nights.
He's going deep.
He's going deep, right? He doesn't mess around.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
All right, guys. Back on Friday. It's a weird midday show, but I'll be here. I'm not sure how else.
Yeah, I'll try to sneak it in. Maybe
who
I'm
else is
golfing.
around?
I'm actually golfing Friday in the morning. Believe it or not.
That is
Thanksgiving
nice.
tournament.
You know what else I do
Damn.
on
You
Thanksgiving?
got a busy ass day, damn, Jimmy.
I do. At 8 a.m. on Friday morning.
One of my
5
favorite
days.
things is holiday. You say you do a run.
Yep.
I go if the weather's okay. I go on a holiday bike ride because
That's cool.
it's amazing to have nothing on the
Nobody's-
street.
yeah.
It's unreal. You just go. It's like the whole. There's nobody out there. It's awesome. So anytime like the weather's okay, I try to sneak one in the morning.
And it's like
'cause
the
great.
last calm day before like over for the next like 6 weeks. 'cause it's
6
just
weeks
Christmas,
until
man,
New
and,
Year.
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just people,
what is the weather
people are
tomorrow?
people become the worst.
What is the weather?
The weather's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mid 40s, I think.
Ah.
Mid to upper 40s.
All right, we'll see.
I think it's going to peak at like 48 or something. Sunny though.
Sunny might do it for me. I might sneak one in. Anyway, thank you guys again for hanging out with us. We will see you guys on Friday. Happy Thanksgiving all.
Happy Thanksgiving.